If you told me 5 years ago that drones would be popular amongst consumers, I'd be like, wait, drones? Aren't those the things that the military use? How's it going, guys? It's Billy here, and it seems like there's going to be a big drone battle coming up really soon between DJI and GoPro. That's right, both recently announced. First was the GoPro Karma, that's going to be their name for their drone, and DJI has of course had their Phantom series, and they're coming out with the Mavic Pro. Now let's get pricing out of the way, because in all honesty, that's going to be something that a lot of people take into consideration right away. So the DJI Mavic Pro, that's going to be costing $749 out the gate, and that's not including any controller. You're going to be controlling the drone with your smartphone instead. Now, if you want a remote control, it's bumping the price up to $1,000, and you'll still be having to use your phone as a sort of viewfinder so you can see what you're going and what you're doing. The GoPro Karma, on the other hand, is going to be $799 for the drone and the controller, but it doesn't include a camera. You'll still have to get that, meaning it's a detachable camera. So you can pick yourself up a GoPro Hero 5 Black, for example, and that'll cost around $400 or so, but that'll bring the total bundle price all the way up to over $1,200 instead. So it seems like right off the bat, with no camera or anything, the GoPro seems cheaper because it includes a controller, but you have to factor in the camera cost as well. You can always pick up a cheaper camera, maybe the GoPro Hero 5 Session instead, and that'll be a little bit cheaper, but in terms of actual cost, it seems like the DJI Mavic Pro might be a little bit cheaper instead of the GoPro at first glance. And besides the price, another big factor that it's going to be when people decide which drone they're going to pick up is going to be aesthetics. Now, just looking at this photo right over here, the DJI on the left, the Mavic Pro, the GoPro Karma on the right, you can just see that they're both really ultra portable and collapsible, meaning these things are going to be in their storage cases or a backpack without much trouble. But just looking at the two, to me, I know this is GoPro's first time around with their drones, so, I gotta give them a little credit for, trying really, really hard on this. But DJI has been in the game for a long time with their Phantom series, and just look at that thing. That thing doesn't even look huge at all, and it collapses really, really nicely, and it looks much more portable than the GoPro. When it comes up to aesthetics, I gotta give the nod up to DJI. Now just remember, a lot of these points are not really in order. I mentioned price first because that's a big factor for a lot of people, and aesthetics, but this is probably another huge one too, and we're talking about maximum flight time, basically how much of the battery will be able to keep up the drone flying up in the air. So DJI claims that the Mavic Pro could be able to fly up to 27 minutes in total, and it seems unfortunate for the GoPro Karma that's stuck at 20 minutes. So right off the bat, it seems like the Mavic Pro has the advantage by being able to fly for 7 minutes longer than their GoPro equivalent. And certainly, last but not least, has got to be intelligent flight modes for these things. Meaning that, do they have an ability to actually follow the user, the person actually controlling it and guiding it, or have some sort of obstacle avoidance feature to them? Well, let's cover that in this part. So it seems like the GoPro Karma, it has a couple of different features for it, going for it, and not all of them are going to be as robust as the Mavic Pro, as you're going to see. So basically, one of the key features that it could do is it could actually travel between 2 points, but it seems like the GoPro Karma has a lot of manual flight controls to it, and it's really geared towards the person being able to do all of the controlling themselves. The DJI Mavic Pro, on the other hand, does have obstacle avoidance. It's able to also track things, and it also has a follow me feature, meaning that it will follow the user if you tell it to. Now, honestly, those are pretty big features when it comes to this, especially when their price is so close together, and it's going to be making it really hard for us, the consumers, to pick which one we'd really want to use. But just from looking at all of these initial things before actually having our hands on it, I would say that the DJI Mavic Pro is really stepping up their game compared to the GoPro Karma. And when it comes to camera, it's most likely going to be pretty negligible since they're both going to be shooting 4K video at 30 frames per second. Depending on how good the GoPro Hero 5 Black is, it might be better than whatever the built-in one the Mavic Pro is going to be using, but that's still yet to be seen. So overall, until these actually both come out on the market, I'm going to be giving the initial nod up to DJI with their Mavic Pro compared to GoPro and their Karma. But personally, I would love to just be able to compare both of those against each other to compare all of their features and to see which one is the best for your needs in the end. Now, hopefully what we get to see out of all of this is that in the end, DJI continues to innovate and continues to bring new features and new things to the table when it comes to their drones. And good on GoPro for actually getting into the market. So although this is their first time getting into the drone market, I have high hopes and hopefully that they'll be able to see what they did, go back to the drawing board, and really improve upon their product. And that's supposed to be the beauty of all of this competition out there. And I hope that DJI really, continues to push that bar so that GoPro can stay in it and they can also make a even better drone for all of us. And in the end, the consumer wins. I'm going to go ahead and leave all of the information and all of my sources for today's video in the description below. So if you guys want to go and check it out and do some more readings for your very selves, be sure to check it out. Now I want to leave you guys with this question over here. Now, between what I've mentioned and what you read on the internet, between the DJI Mavic Pro and the GoPro Karma, if you had to pick between these two drones, which one would you pick and why? Be sure to let me know in the comment section below. that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.